for me, so it's going to take me a hot minute to get back into the swing of things. I did also say I wanted to make some lanyards in this because I do feel that this is very Christmassy. I have quite a few different flavours, colours of. I did also stop at the shop and get a new one of these because after Christmas, when things have calmed down and gotten quieter, I will be back to making clothes again. Yeah, 5 lanyards and the interfacing. You're not in no competition here with nobody. It's okay to take our time. You ain't winning no races right now. What I am going to do now, you know, is switch over to my iron because that was incredibly long. So I'll be back in a second. Let's get my little baby turned on. 5 lanyards done at the ready. Good morning everyone, how are you? How are we? Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. If you're new here, I'm Victoria and I run 2 online Etsy shops from this studio here. Film it all, put it all together to bring you along with me. On one side is Scrunchies and Bows, where I thrift materials such as duvet covers, pillowcases, dressing gowns, pyjamas, bring them home, give them a good wash and turn them into beautiful hair accessories such as scrunchies, bows, headbands, clips. I love sewing. If you've been here a hot minute, you'll know ADHD and sewing go together like custard and cream. Go together like cookies and cream here in this studio. I love sewing, so a few other things have been added on there, such as sleep eye mask and scrunchie gift sets, hand warmers, key fobs, and I do predict a much many more in the new year. Things will go on there. And on the other side is my much beloved witchy shop, Kack-A-Ling Sisters. Everything on there is made by myself and you'll find all things witchy on there, such as spells, desk buddies, earrings, pendulums, all things witchy you'll find on there. So let's have a little catch up. For yous, there's been no time at all, but for me, I haven't filmed in maybe just over a week. I had my eldest son graduation ceremony to go to. I'll pop a picture in here. Obviously I'll blur out his face and my husband's face, but we went all the way up north to go to that, attend that, and then come back home. And I don't know if you heard that. We're in the middle of a storm and we've just been hit by a bit of wind. We're very proud of him, to say the least, but I made sure I worked extra just so that I could have that time away. So there's been no time for you, but there's been a hot minute for me, so it's going to take me a hot minute to get back into the swing of things. So I know I left off, and I think I left off saying that in the last vlog, I'll pop it here and in the description below, I think I left off saying that I was going to do the red checkered scrunchies, but I wanted to check in with family and to see if it felt Christmassy enough. The colours were Christmassy enough, but I didn't know if it felt Christmassy enough. I actually have not done that yet. So I did also say I wanted to make some lanyards in this because I do feel that this is very Christmassy, and I have some very rich, so my last lanyard, I have some very, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, no, some very rich gold. So we've got yellow gold, and then you have like, I call them a yellow gold, and then you've got a normal gold. I have quite a few different flavours, colours of the D-ring and clasps, so I wanted to go with the yellow gold, and I think it would pop this gold out, and I just think it would be really nice. So I wanted to make 5 lanyards and 5 key fobs, so I think I'll take you along with me to do that today, so I'll bring you along. I did also stop at the shop and get a new one of these. Again, if this is a cutting mat, again, if you've been here a hot minute, you'll know that my cutting mat is, well, I'll take a photo, you might not be able to see it on screen, but it's basically gone all the way through. I feel like I'm gonna really miss this one. I've got the exact same one, it will be in good condition, but I think I'm gonna miss the a worn cutting board. When you have used it for the same measurements repeatedly, it just has your measurements on there and you kind of just know where to use it. But when it gets to a point it's no longer cutting because because it's just pushing your material into the gaps and there's no fixing it, then it's time to get a new one, which I really struggle with. I really do struggle with. I'm currently on the lookout for an overlocker. I know I have a machine and I can zigzag it, but with an overlocker it cuts the material as well and then like seals the material as well. So I'm currently on the lookout for that tangent, because after Christmas, when things have calmed down and gotten quieter, I will be back to making clothes again. So let's crack on, let's get some measurements cut and then let's crack on. I'm going to be using interfacing with these. This material is quite thin, but the interfacing will thicken it up a little bit, and by the end of it we should have 5 lanyards, 5 key fobs coming up. Okay, so we've got the material, let's get it measured and cut. At the ready, I need 5, so there's gonna be 5 of these, yeah, 5 lanyards and the interfacing. So I don't think make things very easy. So let's crack on. I already redrew my numbers on my new one, but I'm just going to change it now. So I add numbers at the top one way and then I add them back to front the other way so that I can use this anyway. I know it's probably, people could probably just go, oh well that's 4 inches or that's this, but my brain actually just doesn't work like that. I'm a real visual person, so for me if I didn't have them there, even though I can see that there's 4 there or 5 there or whatever, how many inches there, I would still have to physically use my finger like a little kid and go 1, 2, 3, 4 just to be able to work out. This way I'm visually there, my brain's there, I don't need to stress too much. So I'm going to turn on my press because we're definitely going to need that. I'm going to definitely go to high, come in and just get myself an equal starting point because some of this is all over the place. See how many we can get out of this. I think I measured that I'd be able to get 2 out of each one. Okay, 5 pieces cut. Let's get the interfacing done. See how far this gets us. Let's get it on. You want to remove the excessive amounts over the, if there's any outside.
Down the sidewalk, laughter in our eyes, dancing through the chaos, chasing summer skies, holding on to moments.
Okay, they're done. So now we're just gonna fold them. So we fold them in half to find our middle point, open it back up and then put the outer bits into the middle. I'll try and see, you might be able to see, I don't know. This is me. So we fold in the middle, so fold it in half. Okay, and then you open it up and it gives you your middle point. So, can you see? This line that you can see is your middle point. So what we're now going to do is tilt it into our middle point. Now sometimes it's easy to do and sometimes it's difficult to do. So if it's difficult to do, don't try and do both sides at once. Do one side and then the other. You're not in no competition here with nobody. It's okay to take our time. You ain't winning no races right now. When I said earlier, so you open it up. So you're going to open it. Open it. There's your middle fold, and then you're going to get your outer piece and outer piece and fold them into that middle point. And that's what you're doing. Okay, so now we've got it folded and ironed in. Our middle point has now gone, but all we need to do now is fold this in half again over on itself. Fold in half on itself. Okay, so one is at the ready. What I am going to do now, is switch over to my iron because that was incredibly long. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, iron acquired. Let's just get this going. You can stand up. It doesn't help when you sit down either, does it? You're all like, go on a bit of a slower pace. Right, one is done. Let's crack on with the rest.
My hair, summer sunshine everywhere. We were lost but didn't care. Living dreams without a prayer. Running all through fields of gold. Stories shared and secrets told. Wishing dreams would never fold. Hearts so free and spirits bold. Dandelion dreams take flight. Glitter stars within the night. Hold my hand and hold it tight. Youthful hearts and pure delight.
So we're going to get them sewn now. So what you do, let me turn this iron off. We all know me, I'll probably set my wig on fire. Cup of tea as well. So, what we do now, let me grab the coldest one. So what we do now is where it opens, it splits, we're going to sew down. We're going to sew down to both sides. But we're going to start with that side because that side will be the side that moves when we sew. So if we start at that side, it means the other side will be nice and neat. What we're going to do though is miss about an inch at the top of each. We're not going to sew them. We're not going to do that yet because we're going to close them. So we need about an inch on each end before we do the piping or top stitching. Shall we say top stitching? Top stitching is a good one. Right, let's get them together. Let's get my little baby turned on. Oh. And we've got our black thread already in. I'm going to start. Let's try and make sure we get catch both bits. Perfect. I will crack on and do all the rest. So one is done.
In between the raindrops, we found our way. In between the heartbeats, words we couldn't say. In between the memories, time just slips away.
One side done.
In between the
the other side's done.
Forever we will stay.
Okay, let's get them all detached. All detached. Okay. Now, I want the yellow golds because I think it will go really nice. Yeah. 3, 4. Okay, so what we're going to do is we get one of our D-rings, we're going to pop it in, and we're not going to worry about where it lands right now. We don't care where it lands right now. What we care about is opening up our ends that we left unsealed, opening them right up, like you would if you make scrunchies, tube scrunchies, you'd know. This bit, you're going to open them up, you're going to connect it together, and you're going to sew them. Don't worry about the D-ring as long as the D-ring is in. Done it again like I normally do, leave myself no room. I always do this, and then you're just going to sew down it. Okay, we'll continue with the other 4 and hope I've left myself enough blooming room.
In your eyes, I find my peace, a love so sweet. It won't decrease in every smile. I see my home with you, I never feel alone. Hand in hand, we'll chase the stars. A love, a melody played on guitars.
Okay, so now we're going to just cut some threads, cut the excess, and just pull tight, and it will hopefully have done its job. Some of it anyway. I would suggest leaving yourself more space and more room, because I didn't, and I'll not lie, that was tougher than that needed to be. I'll put this peak press on because I'm going to go over this middle section. So when you've cut them, you're going to want to just poke all your things back through. It's not going to look neat and tidy. If you can get it neat and tidy, that'd be good. One way to help get it neat and tidy is to give yourself enough of a gap at the ends. Before we did the piping, before we sewed along these bits, I said to just leave yourself maybe an inch on the ends. I would probably recommend maybe 2 inches. Give yourself 2 inches in total. That'll be 4 inches because you're going to seal it anyway. You're going to go back over it, so you may as well give yourself that room to be able to, when you do it, seal it. I know what I'm saying. That was just more difficult than it needed to be. I'm not overly sure why. I think I'm still in a bit of recovering mode. We did a lot of travelling over the weekend. And I'll go flat. I think I have to do that on all of them. Okay, so turn this off for now. So now what we're going to do is we'll try and defthread now some of it, just around where you've just done, and where that seam is, you're going to just bring your D-ring, you're going to fold it so it's like so. It's like so. So this is, oh, I can't win with this thing. Yeah, so you're going to fold where you've just sewn and put the seam together. You see here, they're not joined. You're going to bring it. Now you can either V it, or you can straighten it. And I always go straight, because I just find that people can find their own way then, their own style. Threading. We're going to come back and do another one, because when I have quite a lot of material, my machine doesn't like to backstitch.
For every storm, we'll stay strong in your love. I belong in laughter and tears. We'll find our way together, come what may.
Okay, now let's get them detached, de-threaded, and go over it one more time. Okay, so there's 5. Let's get them de-threaded again for the final de-thread now. So that's checking all of it all the way through, taking it all off, because my machine actually did struggle, and I would have realised sooner why it was struggling, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tired, so I needed a new needle in my machine. So I popped a new needle in, and it seems to be working just fine. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, let's catch up. Okay, so 5 lanyards done at the ready. All I need to do with these is make a belly band. So rather than have a backing card and all the rest, I'm just going to do a paper belly band, and that's something that will wrap around the whole thing. So I will fold them like so, like this, and then I'll pop a belly band around the middle, and then people can see them, and I'll probably keep one loose so people can have a proper look at what they're getting. 5 lanyards done. That took a bit longer than necessary as well. First and foremost, the first mistake I made was, I always do this, even with scrunchies or bows, I leave myself the most minute hole to be able to flip it. And anyone who does scrunchies, if you, not the burrito method, but the tube method, you kind of have to seal it before you, so you do it all and then you seal it, close it to bring it round together. And even when I'm doing tube scrunchies, I leave myself with too short a thing to be able to maneuver it round. And I did the exact same here. This was no different. So I would recommend, if you're going to do it, definitely leave yourself more than an inch on each end to be able to join them together. So that was my first mistake. My second mistake was when I rushed off to go to my son's graduation, I forgot that I needed to change my needle, and I just continued on about my day to day, having forgot that. And rather than instantly, when it was all starting to not sew and go a bit wrong, I was trying to fix stuff and look at problem shooting and things like that. I just forgot, and I changed the needle, it all become fine. But that being said, they are all done now. It did take longer than needed, but they're done and they're quite beautiful, and I have 5 ready for the Christmas market. So I think what I will do next is I'll probably do, not the lanyards, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to do key fobs. I may do key fobs because they're quite nice stocking fillers too. So I may add them and do them. So we'll have to see in the next video whether it's key fobs or the red, I'm going to say squared, red tartan, red square. So I'll do that. And the next thing to do is to do scrunchies with this same material. Run and ditch all my stuff behind. So to do some scrunchies with these. So we'll see where the next one takes us, but I know we're getting close, and I know over the next few ones I'm going to have to start building on my display and figuring out my table setting and how I'm going to do that as well, because I do still have 2 scrunchie boards to make, a bow board to make, and a spinning table board thing to make as well. So that is what we've got coming up in the next few vlogs. I think I'll probably aim to do, I always do this, I overload myself. I'll probably aim to do scrunchies all in one sitting, the tartan, green tartan and the red tartan in one sitting. But I think I'll just bang out the next lot of lanyards, and then I'll do the next lot of key fobs, because I'll just do 5 and 5. So it's not a lot, but then there is some there, and then we'll do the scrunchies. I think that's the best way to go about it for now. And then once I've done that, then I can crack on with all my displays that I need for the market. We've got a busy few weeks coming up. But this is where I do thrive. I work best under pressure, and I know I don't have a lot of time to get this done. So that's what we have coming up. All that's left to do is bid you farewell. Take care of yourself, take care of others. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon.
Woke up late again, same routine, no end, city noise, loud buzz, coffee spills, red bus.